Hi everyone, I'm Pat Fitzmaurice of FantasyPros, and I'm going to give you 5 overvalued rookies to avoid in your 2022 fantasy drafts. But before we get into my list, if you want a chance to win a signed Tyreek Hill Miami Dolphins jersey, courtesy of our friends at Pristine Auction, of course you do. So subscribe to the FantasyPros YouTube channel right now, comment below on this video, and that's it. We will be announcing a winner right here on the channel, so make sure to turn on those notifications so you can be alerted when new episodes are up and also to claim your prize. All right, let's get into this list, and let's start at the top with number 1, running back James Cook of the Buffalo Bills. Everyone seems to love Buffalo as a landing spot for Cook, but why? Yes, the Bills are going to have one of the most prolific offenses in the NFL, but Josh Allen has not uplifted the fantasy value of the running backs he's played with. If anything, he has tanked the fantasy value of the running backs he's played with. In Allen's 4 seasons as the Bills quarterback, no Bills running back has topped 870 rushing yards in a single season. No Bills running back has topped 269 receiving yards in a single season. Bills running backs have ranked 19th, 26th, 29th, and 29th in the NFL in percentage of team targets. They just don't throw to their running backs very much, in other words. And Allen has had 31 touchdown runs, while all Bills running backs combined have had 28, 3 fewer than Allen himself. Devin Singletary is still going to get a lot of the early down snaps for Buffalo, so James Cook is mostly going to play on passing downs. Don't chase a pass-catching running back on a team that doesn't use its running backs in the passing game very often. All right, number 2 on the list is Damien Pierce of the Houston Texans. He's an intriguing running back prospect to be sure, but there seems to be a misconception about how wide his path to relevance is. Some people are drawn to Pierce because he only has to beat out Rex Burkhead and Marlon Mack on the Texans depth chart to ascend to the top of it. But the likeliest outcome is that the Texans go with the committee approach at running back once again. And even if Pierce becomes the lead back, he's going to be playing in a bad offense and facing a lot of negative game scripts from a team that's going to be trailing in a lot of its games. The Texans were dead last in the NFL in rushing yards last season and averaged a league worst 3.4 yards per carry. They had 8 rushing touchdowns in 17 games. Their offensive line has not gotten demonstrably better. It's just hard to envision scenarios in which you would enthusiastically throw Damien Pierce in your starting lineup in a given week. And when you can't picture scenarios like that easily, it's probably a good idea to just pass on a guy like that in a draft. Number 3 on the list, Wandel Robinson, wide receiver, New York Giants. Robinson has game-breaking speed, to be sure, and he racked up 104 catches and 1,334 yards in his final college season at Kentucky after transferring from Nebraska. The Giants spent a second-round pick on him, so there's a noteworthy investment of draft capital there. They obviously like him, so what's the problem? Well, if you're betting on Robinson, you are betting on a unicorn. Wandel Robinson is 5'8", 178 pounds. Only one wide receiver, 5'8" or shorter, has had a 1,000-yard season in the Super Bowl era. That was Richard Johnson of the Detroit Lions in 1989. And no, I don't remember him, even though I'm an old guy. So we've only had 16,000 yards seasons from a receiver under 180 pounds during the Super Bowl era, and only 4 different guys have done it. If we expand the height cutoff and look at receivers 5'9" or shorter, the results are a little more encouraging. We've had 38 1,000-yard seasons in the Super Bowl era, but still that's only 38,000-yard seasons in 56 years, and only 12 different players have done it. So don't hate Wandel, just hate the small receiver prototype. Number 4 on the list is George Pickens, wide receiver, Pittsburgh Steelers. I actually like Pickens as a prospect. The Steelers got him with the 20th pick of the second round, and I think there's a good chance he would have been a first rounder if he played the entire 2021 season. But because he was coming back from a torn ACL, Pickens played in only 4 games and had just 5 catches. I like Pickens' long-term outlook. Good at contested catches, taller receiver. I just don't like his 2022 outlook. The Steelers' passing game could be pretty bad. The quarterback position is going to be manned by either Chicago Bears cast-off Mitchell Trubisky or rookie Kenny Pickett. The Steelers' offensive line is terrible. And Pickens figures to be a number 3 wide receiver at best, playing behind Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool. Again, I like Pickens overall, just not this year. And finally, number 5 on the list, Kenny Pickett. Let's stick with the Steelers. Their new quarterback, first-round pick. First of all, we don't know when Pickett is going to play. As I just mentioned, the Steelers signed Mitchell Trubisky in the offseason, and all indications seem to be that Trubisky will enter training camp as the favorite in the Steelers quarterback derby. Second, Kenny Pickett is not what top quarterback prospects look like. He broke out as a fifth-year senior at the University of Pittsburgh. Yes, he was terrific in 2021. 4,300 passing yards, 42 TD passes, a Heisman Trophy finalist. But in his first 4 seasons at Pitt, he threw 39 touchdown passes in 39 games, along with 25 interceptions, and he averaged just 6.8 yards per pass attempt, which that's a pretty pedestrian number for a college quarterback, not what you would consider to be a primo NFL prospect. Now, you could make the case that he broke out in 2021 simply because he was a 23-year-old playing against 19, 20, and 21-year-olds. So third, the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line is terrible, and it's going to be a problem for whoever is playing quarterback in Pittsburgh. The Steelers really should have drafted an offensive lineman in the first round, but they didn't because they drafted overage quarterback prospect Kenny Pickett. And look, I'm not picking on Pickett. This is a bad rookie quarterback class, and I recommend you avoid all of the rookie QBs this year. That includes Malik Willis, Desmond Ridder. If you want rookie quarterbacks capable of making an instant impact, just wait until next year when Alabama's Bryce Young and Ohio State's CJ Stroud hit the NFL. There you have it, 5 rookies to avoid in 2022 fantasy drafts. And remember that we are giving away a signed Tyreek Hill Miami Dolphins jersey. All you have to do is subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel, comment below on this video, and that's it. The more you comment on our videos, the more chances you have to win.
Thanks for tuning in to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out our featured videos. And while you're at it, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Fantasy Pros, so you can get the latest news and updates to give you the edge you need in your fantasy league.